Sound gear. It's often very much overlooked, but it's half of what makes a good video. Whether it's music, sound effects, or dialogue, it's important in filmmaking to learn as much audio and sound techniques as possible. And yes, I'm recording this under a duvet. We're going to talk about every essential bit of sound kit that has made it into my sound gear for most of my shoots. My recorder, microphones, cables, wireless packs, all the gear that makes life easier for capturing silky smooth audio. What's up, Dan here. I've made some upgrades and changes to my sound bag. Come take a look. Before we get into the nitty gritty of all the gear, I just want to say that all the items I mentioned in this video will be in the description below for you via affiliate links. Clicking those links really help keep this channel going. So over the last few years, I've been constantly tweaking my sound equipment until I feel I've reached a point where I can finally say I'm happy with it. Who am I kidding? I'm never going to stop tweaking. But anyway, let's start with the case. So this is the case I use to transport my sound equipment to set. It's exactly the same case I use for my filming equipment, and as well as the A-mode partitions, I've also added this very handy pouch system that is attached to the inside of the lid. These pockets are where I store all my small sound accessories that I may need to have on set, like Lav, Ryco stickers, batteries, Lav Mics, mic thread adapters and windshields. The A-mode padded divider set is made especially for the Peli 1510 case, and it's cheaper too. It fits perfectly in this US Pro equipment toolbox. It's easy to customize with the Velcro partitions, and with this divider system, I have different compartments to keep my recorder and mic safe when I'm transporting my gear. Now this case is very similar to the Peli case 1510, but it comes in at a fraction of the cost. The wheels are really handy too for those long walks to filming locations, because I'm lazy. I am still rocking the Mix Pre 3 from Sound Devices, but before that I was using a Zoom HN2 recorder, and I used that for a few years. I'd definitely recommend that for those of you on a tighter budget or just starting out. The Mix Pre 3 has amazing preamps, a great menu interface, records onto both SD card and USB stick at the same time, and the Wingman mobile app that integrates with the unit is very handy when renaming those files and making notes. I normally record all my audio in 32-bit float, which is basically the audio equivalent of shooting raw pictures on a camera. I'm able to recover any clipped audio files very easily in post if needed. Okay, let's continue with the sound bag I'm using. I've gone for a smaller and compact design from Orca. If you saw my last sound bag tour, you would have seen that I was using a larger Orca bag. It was great, but I felt it was a little bit bulky for the Mix Pre, and if I'm going to be carrying this on set for a long period of time, I need it to be lighter. So I went for this smaller Orca bag. What I love about this bag is that you can access the recorder from all sides of the bag. It's well supported with an aluminium frame and also comes with Velcro flaps to attach a rain cover, which comes supplied with the bag. I had a few questions in my last sound bag video about how I mounted the Mix Pre 3 into the bag. I did this by simply adding some Velcro tape to the top and the bottom of the recorder. It keeps it nice and sturdy in the bag. I've done exactly the same for this bag too. For power, I'm still running a USB power bank, and for backup, Sony MP batteries. I've now bought the MP battery sled attachment for the Mix Pre, which for a hunk of plastic is very expensive, but I needed it. The sound bag also stores my next piece of kit, the Sony wireless mic. Check out the video I made about the mics in the description below. But in a nutshell, not only can you use this with a Mix Pre recorder, but I can also plug the Lavs directly into my Sony a7S III, which I'm doing now. The SMA-D P5, the SMAD P5, which is a hot shoe adapter that enables me to mount the unit right on top of the Sony a7S III, and we're good to go. The audio signal goes straight through the hot shoe, no cables needed. How cool is that? For backup, in the unlikely event that my sound bag goes up in flames or breaks down in any way, I tend to carry a couple of Tascam units with me. I've had these units for 5 years, and they were one of the first Lav recorders I bought when I first started to record more interviews and weddings. If you're just starting out or on a tight budget, I would highly recommend them, especially if you're filming weddings or events. Right now you are hearing the sound of the Lav mic. And I think it's going to rain any minute. And this is the sound of the Tascam recorder. It's very windy out here. So next up, let's talk about boom mics and which ones I'm using at the moment. After filming the boom mic shootout video I made recently, link in the description below, I've now upgraded to the Rode NTG5. I was blown away on how great this shotgun mic sounds against my old NTG2, and for the price point, the fact that it comes with a suspension mount and windshield, I couldn't resist. Here's to the crazy ones, the rebels, the troublemakers, the ones who see things differently. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. It was a long time coming, but my NTG2 is now retired. It has served me well. My backup shotgun will now be the NTG2, and I also carry two Sontronics STC1s with hypercardioid capsules too. These are cheap alternatives for indoor dialogue recording, especially if I need to boom two people at once for sit-down interviews. As well as boom micing is always good practice to lav up the talent too if possible. Good to have an extra audio source for backup. That's where the Tascam units or the Sony wireless systems come in handy. The boom pole I use is an old second-hand Rode one that I've been using for an absolute age. I should upgrade to a new one, but I'm being a cheapskate. Because I film a lot of stationary interviews, I use this C-stand boom mic setup for all my shoots. Definitely way better than having to hold a boom mic for long periods of time. Plus that way I can focus more on the mix and sound levels without having to hold the mic at the same time. The setup consists of this boom pole support holder, a grip head mounting adapter, and of course a C-stand. Both the grip head and the boom holder come in at around £35 or $50 depending on where you grab them from. And a decent C-stand will always vary depending on the quality. As always, check out the affiliate links in the description below. Like my boom pole and C-stand, it doesn't fit in my case, but it's worth mentioning that I sometimes bring this Rode blimp with me for when I'm recording outside when it's really windy. It protects the mic capsule from distorting the audio due to the harsh weather. If the weather's not too bad, I just use this universal wind cover, which fits most shotgun or pencil mics really well. And lastly, headphone wise, I use a pair of V-Moda Crossfades M100s. They're over-the-ear noise isolating headphones that are not very conventional for audio production, but I've been using them for a few years and I've got used to the sound they produce. The large memory foam cushions are replaceable and they make them really comfortable to wear for long periods of time too. They fold up real nice and compact and fit into this nice protective hard case. As always, thanks so much for watching. Check out my channel while you're here. Take a look around, see what piques your interest, and in the meantime, hope to catch you here in the next one.